If you're anything like myself, you love running, you love biking, but if you're also like myself and live in a snow-infested Iceland such as this in the Great White North, you know that it's not always possible to get out there and get your run and bike in. So what can you do in the wintertime to make sure that you're not losing all that nice fitness gained in the summer when you're looking lean, looking nice and tight, getting those six packs in there? Well, I'm gonna tell you all about Zwift, the thing that saved my winter training. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Monday Mumble with Big Cam, huh? Monday Mumble with Brendan, huh? Welcome, Mumble, Brendan, welcome.
Oh baby, is it ever cold out. You can tell it's February up here in Nova Scotia, but I got my espresso, getting warmed up. Now it's time to talk about Zwift. What exactly is Zwift anyway? Zwift is an online virtual cycling and running world that translates your real world power, cadence, and speed into virtual power, cadence, and speed. It allows you to go through beautiful mountains, beautiful volcanoes, goes through the jungle, goes through London, New York, all these great places from the safety of your own home. Man, or gym, depending on where you're at, but that's later on in the video. So, what exactly do you need to get into Zwift? For the running side of things, you need a Bluetooth or ANT+ enabled foot pod, such as this one right here. I use the Stride Power Meter. It's a little bit overkill for the everyday person just getting into Zwift. It's $199, but it does power, running dynamics, all that great stuff. I'm gonna have a video in the next few weeks talking about all that stuff, but that's for down the road. So, for the everyday person, all you really need is a $30 Zwift pod. The Zwift pod will translate speed and cadence over to your iPad or whatever you're using to use Zwift on, and it will propel you through those virtual paths, all that good stuff. For the cycling side of things, that's where you're gonna scratch your chin a few times and think, do I really wanna decimate my bank account right now? And I can't make that decision for you, I can lay out the facts. So, what you'll need is a turbo trainer as well as a speed and cadence sensor. The turbo trainers can range between $100 and $1,700, unfortunately a lot more than this sexy little foot pod. But you don't need that high-end ones if you're just getting into Zwift or if you're just getting into endurance sports and cycling in general. I actually recommend you don't because they depreciate in value quite quickly. For example, I bought one for $1,200 a year and a half ago. I sold it recently for $500. That's worse than a car. It's insane. So, if you're just getting into it, I recommend these $100 to $500 trainers with the speed and cadence sensor, which will run you an extra $100. The higher end trainers, they're called smart trainers, they interact with Zwift. So if you're going up a hill in Zwift, your trainer's going to adjust the resistance automatically. So if you're going up a hill, you're going to be really pushing the gears, sweating. You're going to have to gear down a few times, I can guarantee that. But when you're going down the hill, your resistance lets off, you're zooming down the hill. It's awesome experience. Honestly, if I didn't have this type of interaction when I first started, I don't know if I could have stuck with it. Sitting on an indoor trainer for hours at a time, looking at a wall, I just don't think I'd have the mental capacity to do that. The beauty of Zwift isn't only that you have the virtual world stimulating your mind when you're sitting on the trainer or running on the treadmill for hours on end when it's bitter cold outside. You also have structured workouts, group rides, and just amazing sense of community. You can talk to the people that you're riding and running alongside with, just like you do if you're out for a nice group ride in the summertime. So it really makes it an engaging experience. And yeah, I'm making this video because it saves me in the wintertime, but honestly, I think Zwift is an all year round tool because think of it, when you're out there in the summertime, you're being stopped at stoplights, if you're doing a group ride, you may not be getting the proper training in, but when you're sitting on this trainer, in this interactive environment, you're getting the proper training effect. You're not having to stop every few minutes just before you're doing interval sessions or in the middle of your interval sessions. You're just getting that raw power output. And that's what you need to become a faster, stronger athlete. Okay, yes, before anyone says anything, you're not getting the proper bike handling skills. Unfortunately, I know that quite well. If you look at this picture right here, that was because I fell off my bike. It sucks. But you do get that raw power training, and that is one of the biggest things you need when you're getting into cycling. I'll leave a link to a few turbo trainers and foot pods down below, as well as a link to the Zwift website. If you have any questions, please make sure to drop a comment down below, and I'll get back to all you beautiful folks. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!